Hi everybody, I'm back up in the loft again. As you can see, it didn't take long to fill the storage area I made with my stuff and stuff from my daughter. So I picked up another 4 loft boards. I'm just thinking where to put them, whether to go down the side with these ones or possibly just straight across there to be a nice little spot. The other thing I've thought about since putting these boards down, it's probably a good idea if you're going to do it to have a look about and find out where your wires run in the loft for your lighting. Because obviously if you put a lot of this flooring down and then somewhere down the line you develop an issue with your upstairs lighting and you have absolutely no idea where the wires actually run along your loft, you're going to end up ripping up loads of these boards to try and trace where the wires are. So you might just want to have a quick look for them. And maybe either scribble down on the loft boards roughly where they are, or make a little plan and keep it on your computer or something so you know roughly where to find things. And the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get a load more of this reflective stuff and I'm going to do all along the rafters. Obviously help with the insulation and generally make it a nicer space when you are up here getting stuff. It'll all be a little bit cleaner. It'll cut down on the dust and the draft that you get through some of these splits in the felt. And it's not too expensive to buy the kind of fairly thin stuff of this. It ranges in prices depending on how thick it is basically. So I don't think it will cost me too much. I will have a measure up while I'm up here and then I'll be able to work out what it'll be. But I think it'd be relatively cheap. Right, that's all for now. Catch you later. Alright everybody, right, while I've been tracing my wires, because I knew I had some damaged wires I'd spotted in the past, I've just found, I don't know where this is showing up, but that is a power cable there, and it's completely stripped of the insulation. Now, there's actually 2 strands there, which are basically look like they're touching together, which you would expect to be shorting out or something. Now the way I know lighting systems work, that double wire I would expect would be the switch live. So the live wire going down to your switch, and then when you press the switch it comes up the second wire to supply the power to the light bulb. But with my lights off in the bedroom, it's actually a dead wire until you turn the power on. Okay, it has just shorted out. That is well dodgy. Now what was happening is I was trying that with my tester and it was reading as a dead wire until I turned the light on in the bedroom. And as you've just seen, it has just sparked and shorted out when I touched it, which that's confusing because that wire should have been live all the time, but that is completely stripped. Obviously a bit of a worry in the loft with all this insulation. You've just saw it spark then. I don't know why it wasn't doing that all along, because that is 2 strands that are a good few inches completely stripped. And amazingly, just a Friday, this house had an electrical inspection, not actually up in the loft but just putting the test machines on, and it has not shown that to be a problem. Now how the hell that is, I do not know. Right, I'm going to have to do a temporary repair job here, maybe just insulate them all and then see about cutting that section of wire out. That's confused me now, why that wasn't live until I turned the light switch on, because it should have been live. So is that a live and a neutral? But it shouldn't be. I've been in this house 27 years, so who knows what kind of dodgy wiring jobs got done in the old days, but that doesn't make sense because that absolutely should be your switch live, i.e. a power supply to your switch, but it doesn't send it to the light bulb until you press the switch. but the fact it was reading as a dead wire until I turned the light on does not make sense. So I think it's a bit of masking tape for the time being, insulating tape actually. Temporary bodge for now, and further investigation tomorrow. I'm going to have to get a load of this up and maybe cut a section of wire out and replace that. But that's as dodgy as fuck. I can't believe the test machines they use haven't shown up as there being a problem with that. You would think that amount of completely stripped wire would do something to the test machine. Well, I shall investigate further. Alright guys, I've got the power back on, so I've just put some insulating tape over them wires for the time being. So it looks like a bit of intended flooring work is going to end up into a little bit of a part rewire. I'm going to have to figure these wires out there, but as you can imagine, when you've got all this loft insulation and you're trying to trace where the wires are going. But this one definitely confusing, because that should be a double wire. Because until I turned my bedroom light on, that was not showing as having any power in it until I put the light on, which would indicate that that's live from the switch. In which case it should have been live whether the switch was on or not, because one side of it should have been live and the other not. So that's a little bit confusing. I don't know whether loft insulation is fire retardant. That's why I started checking it, because I remembered seeing a little bit of dodgy wiring in the past. So you do think, like, slightest little spark, if this stuff's really flammable, you would think that it wouldn't be, but I don't know for sure. So I'll have to have further investigations into this and try and trace this bit of wiring if need be, even if I just cut the bad bit of wiring out and put some connections in there and put a fresh bit in. But preferably I would like to change the whole stretch, but I'll have to figure out exactly where it's going to and whether I can actually get the whole thing out. I shall keep you up to speed on how it's going. Catch you later.